In the quaint hamlet of Ravenswood, a tapestry of interconnected lives unfolded, tightly woven into the fabric of a community where familiarity danced with obscurity. Amidst the usual humdrum of daily life, an unforeseen enigma materialized one ominous night, a spectral fog, its tendrils wrapping the town in an unsettling shroud, an ethereal harbinger of disquiet. Nestled on the periphery of Ravenswood, the Johnsons, a familial quartet, inhabited a rustic farmhouse, an idyllic enclave harboring secrets unknown. Robert, the patriarch, toiled as a grease-stained maestro in the local garage, while Sarah, the matriarch, orchestrated the symphony of familial routines for their progeny, Emily and Timmy. A crepuscular eve descended, casting elongated shadows across the agrarian expanse, setting the stage for an unforeseen tableau. Unbeknownst to the Johnsons, a trio of enigmatic apparitions, shrouded in nocturnal mystery, lurked amid the fog's amorphous tendrils, their malevolent intent obscured beneath tattered hoods. These phantoms navigated the inky shadows, advancing stealthily toward the familial haven. As the Johnsons convened for a vespertine repast, oblivious to the encroaching darkness, the disquieting echoes of an insistent knock reverberated through their dwelling. Startled glances exchanged in the dimly lit room betrayed a collective unease, the nascent foreboding tangible. A second, more forceful knock ensued, setting Robert's pulse racing as he tentatively approached the entrance, a gnawing apprehension coiling within. The door ajar, Robert confronted an eerie tableau: the three strangers, eyes aglow with an otherworldly malevolence, bypassing pleasantries to breach the sanctuary of familial bliss. Within the farmhouse, an atmosphere tinged with trepidation thickened as the intruders, possessed of an uncanny awareness, navigated its labyrinthine corridors. A spectral dread descended as the strangers, their lips sealed, traversed the domicile with a haunting purpose. The Johnsons, ensconced in the living quarters, faced an impotent terror, the air pulsating with whispered incantations that resonated through their marrow. A sinister potency manifested, the strangers bending shadows to their unholy will, warping the familiar into a nightmarish tapestry. The rooms, once the repository of familial joy, contorted into grotesque reflections of happier times. Desperation, a palpable specter, seized the Johnsons as they grappled with the inexplicable. A desperate flight ensued, only to entangle them within an unending corridor, a Stygian labyrinth where the very essence of darkness seemed to mock their futile escape. Amidst the oppressive murk, the family traversed, haunted by the malevolent laughter of their pursuers. Whimpers from the children and Sarah's desperate clasp onto Robert painted a tableau of waning hope. Shadows consuming their resolve, their odyssey culminated in a surreal chamber, a grotesque mirroring of their erstwhile sanctuary. Emerging from obscurity, the strangers converged upon the family, their faces veiled, their voices synchronized in an eerie chorus. "You unlocked our realm's door," intoned the spectral trio, now ensnared within shadows forever. The room, a kaleidoscope of unreality, imploded, consuming the Johnsons in an abyssal void. The morrow cast its pallor on the now silent farmhouse, an eerie fog entwining its time-worn fade. Ravenswood, oblivious to the nocturnal malaise, sensed only the lingering malevolence, a spectral memento of the Johnsons' unholy communion with darkness. The enigmatic strangers, ephemeral as the morning mist, left no trace but an indelible scar on the once happy abode, a testament to the night when the Johnsons, unwittingly, unbarred the portal to an inscrutable abyss, irrevocably rewriting the script of their existence. In the intricate labyrinth of the densely wooded realm, ensconced in the embrace of time-old arboreal sentinels, the solitary enclave known as Ravenswood burgeoned with the vitality of epics. In the enigmatic susurration of the primeval foliage, a symphony of clandestine tales unfolded, weaving into the tapestry of existence for the villagers who reveled in an existence serenely oblivious to the nefarious specter that loitered malevolently on the fringe of their arboreal haven. A portentous night unfurled its inky shroud over Ravenswood, the full moon casting a disquieting luminescence upon the sylvan scenery. A cadre of interlopers materialized from the veiled recesses, their corporeal forms obscured by tattered vestiges and enshrouded in shadows that adhered to them like an ominous second skin. Stealthily, they infiltrated the village, their presence unobserved, and an ineffable chill descended upon the once undisturbed hamlet, a palpable foreboding insinuating its icy tendrils into every nook and cranny. With hollow orbs betraying a sinister malevolence, the enigmatic strangers embarked upon an insidious incursion into the domiciles of Ravenswood. They traversed the sacred abodes akin to specters, leaving no vestige of their maleficent passage. In the wake of their silent visitations, the villagers awoke to vacant countenances, as if the very essence of their beings had been siphoned away by an unseen malevolence. A sotto-voce symphony of dread disseminated among the beleaguered denizens, their once prosperous community dissolving like ephemeral mist. Desperation clutched their hearts, an implacable foe forever a pace ahead, orchestrating its malevolent nocturnal sonatas. At the epicenter of Ravenswood, an ancient oak of mystic providence stood, purportedly enwreathed in protective enchantments. Beneath its gnarled boughs, the villagers congregated, seeking succor and resilience. However, even the venerable oak proved impotent against the unrelenting malevolence of the inscrutable interlopers. As the chronicle unfolded, the hamlet dwindled, a miasma of desolation hanging heavy in the air. Survivors languished in perpetual trepidation, each night an odyssey of unrelenting terror. Ventures into the sylvan expanse revealed distorted phantoms cavorting amid the trees, their malevolent mirth reverberating through the Stygian expanse. Methodically, the villagers succumbed to the enigmatic strangers, their domiciles abandoned, their memories effaced. Ravenswood, erstwhile a bastion of vibrancy, metamorphosed into a spectral citadel, consumed by the encroaching umbrage. Legend whispers that beneath the argent glow of the moon, within the vestiges of Ravenswood, echoes persist of spectral laughter, flickering shadows. The malevolent strangers endure as eternal phantoms, relentless in their haunting, a ghastly reminder that within the enigma that lies beyond the comforting embrace of the familiar, the most profound terror may dwell, obscured in the nebulous tapestry of the unknown. Of the unfathomable wilderness, obscured by the tangled tapestry of the arboreal expanse, a mysterious hamlet languished in obscurity. Behold Ravenshadow, a name whispered through the leaves, a spectral apparition in the collective memory of those who dared to dream. This spectral enclave, tainted by an ancient curse, exhaled a malevolent aura that clung to the very air, dissuading the populace from its proximity, rendering the village an abandoned testament to spectral forces. One ethereal night, a cadre of intrepid companions, entwined by the allure of the enigmatic, decided to confront the age-old superstition that shackled Ravenshadow in the chains of dread. Illuminated by the wan glow of moonbeams, armed with the feeble defiance of flashlights and an alloy of valor and trepidation. They embarked on a foray into the sinewy bosom of the woods, oblivious to the fact that a pair of ominous eyes dissected their every move with spectral scrutiny. As their footsteps traced the spectral echoes of Ravenshadow, an ephemeral zephyr, pregnant with the chill of the unknown, wove through the skeletal boughs, invoking disquietude that clung to their very bones. The ambiance, weighed down by an oppressive silence, yielded only to the forlorn hoots of a nocturnal sentinel. Frozen in the tableau of temporal abandonment, the village lay enshrouded, an archaeological relic of antiquity, adrift amidst overgrown trails. The intermittent flicker of their flashlights cast erratic shadows on the crumbling edifices, projecting a chiaroscuro of unease onto the dilapidated canvas of Ravenshadow. A premonition of imminent calamity congealed as they ventured deeper into the temporal abyss of the village. Abruptly, a subtle rustle, akin to the footfalls on the vestiges of autumn, crept into their consciousness. An exchange of uneasy glances transpired, and an accelerated pace ensued. Nestled within the village's epicenter, a dilapidated manor, its facade a tribute to temporal decay, loomed ominously. Driven by a magnetic fascination, they approached the grand portal, ajar and beckoning like the maw of an ancient leviathan. The atmosphere, already laden with disquiet, thickened as they traversed the threshold, their feeble illuminators uncovering a symphony of antiquity moth-eaten tapestries and portraits whispering tales of yore. The silence, palpable and oppressive, clawed at their senses. Navigating the labyrinthine corridors of the mansion, echoes of inaudible murmurs reverberated through the hollow chambers. An elusive presence, as though unseen eyes dissected their essence, permeated the air, fostering a crescendo of paranoia. Panic materialized as the entrance, once a portal to escape, evaporated into the ether, ensnaring them in the mansion's claustrophobic embrace. Desperation unfurled its tendrils as they stumbled upon a chamber adorned with sepia memories, faded photographs, anachronistic portraits of themselves, captured in the throes of their sojourn through the village. The epiphany, a thunderclap in the recesses of their consciousness, struck an unseen voyeur, an arbiter of shadows, had meticulously documented their every stride. In the cacophony of malevolent laughter that reverberated through the hollow expanse, the once muted halls metamorphosed into a theater of sinister resonance. Panic, an incendiary contagion, intensified as the realization crystallized the malevolent strangers, the spectral puppeteers of Ravenshadow, encroached with nefarious intent. In the symphony of terror that unfolded, the companions, one by one, were swallowed by the Stygian abyss, leaving only the spectral resonance of their terror-stricken cries. With the dawn's advent, the manor, a silent sentinel, absorbed the vestiges of their souls, a macabre testament to the audacity of those who sought to defy the curse of Ravenshadow. The malevolent strangers, satiated for the moment, receded into the enigmatic bosom of the woods, patient sentinels awaiting the next cohort of unwitting victims to traverse the boundary into their spectral dominion.